Okay, real quick, I wanted to drop by and talk about Freemasons and Freemasonry, right? Because there's a lot of misconception about, what a Freemason does, who's a Freemason, and not even just who's a Freemason, just as far as the dogma around the practice of what these individuals do to attain certain position in society based on practicing virtues and principles and things of that nature. So when we look at a Freemason, basically, you're looking at an individual who's been authorized to build. Now, what does it mean to build? Now, for them, for their group, they build their lodges, concepts, and things like that. So what does that mean? They become a son, so they become an offspring, they become a descendant based on converting their mind towards a particular point of view, but they still basically just practicing the relative position of practicing basically the sun worship ritual and things like that. So they're practicing the ritual of what it means to become Jesus Christ, what it means to understand where the sun is at, to be Horus, to be able to track the time of the day and things of that nature. And so when you do that, which basically information is already available in the form of the zodiac and the prophets and the Bible and things like that, all those represent like zodiac signs and things like that. And what these zodiac signs are alluring to is properties, virtues and principles, ways of conduct, areas of our life. That's what the Bible mentions. In our Father's house there are many mansions, some of these moon mansions, some of these different areas of our life that we look at. So we got these different areas of our life that we look at, and usually man and woman get some form of practice externally from somebody who understands these occult energies, these behind closed doors spectrums, and is able to mix them together to create a civilization, to create a society. And so when you understand these things, you're able to build a community, you're able to build a city, you're able to build a functional cell, basically. Because what do you need for a cell? A cell needs structure, it needs energy, and what is energy in the form of? Energy is in the form of what? Our static energy, the mind. What we produce with our static energy, the mind, which is converted to our kinetic energy, the body. How we move our body. What do you do? You know what I'm saying? So we all direct those energies differently, but based on whatever magic square, which is just the encapsulation of our energy, whether you're in Islam, Christianity, whether you is actually a Freemason, whether you're any of these things, you're basically just inside of a magic square that is using your static energy to move its variables around for their ultimate rulership to really be continuing. And so, yeah, you get some of the access to what's going on, but really a lot of these things you can just look up online and just get into your own space and start to understand and observe, just like these niggas from back in the day was doing, way beyond Egypt and things like that. So all these guys is basically just allowed to build on the land and shit like that. And if you're not in a brotherhood, if you're not in the fraternity, certain insurances, certain things, certain roles, certain plays you're not able to partake for or with, just based on you not being part of the group. Because again, it's like what they're practicing the 11th house, Aquarius associations, but within their associations and things like that. Because it's always been so many different interest groups throughout time and shit like that. Like, interest groups in Islam, interest groups in Christianity, different denominations of Christianity, the Catholics, the Calvinists, Protestants, all these different denominations with their own interests. But really, at the end of the day, as long as you control the intellectual property and as long as you are the one doing the ritual of what it means to be Jesus, or what it means to combine the left and the right brain and be a balanced person, the yin and yang, the objective and the speculative, which are able to manipulate these, you're able to manipulate and alter reality with your mind, because everything solid is never really truly solid, because we can just alter how we look at it with our mind. And so these are the powers of perception, and these are the hidden powers that are underneath the word. The word is powerful, but what is behind the word? The spirit. What is behind this biological biomechanism? The mind. And what is the awareness in the mind? It's the spirit. So this is the temple of God, the altar, and we as a spirit, as an awareness, revolve around this body, cyclical cycles and things like that, based on how we direct our awareness. That's why I was talking about the houses earlier, these moon mansions, because whatever area. We put our awareness into whatever circumstance we are observing, whether externally or internally, however you are traveling as a spirit, because this is what it basically means to astral project. Whether you want to create a light in that house, which is basically means projecting your conscious awareness in an area of your life that you would like to bring about a certain result in, because that's basically you going in that house, creating a fire, and then you create how you feel about that fire. You want to see, you create a vision. You see God the same way fucking Abraham did when he summoned fire for the first time. I'm not sure if he summoned fire exactly, but I know in the Bible, Abraham first saw God as a form of a fire. That meant a vision. So now we're all able to have a vision. So now we need to be able to use your spiritual strengths, your ability to access these same elementals and your inherent elementals, and you could do the same thing that all these people was doing, but just from your own way, and you didn't give up an oath. You didn't put an oath. You didn't you didn't sell a part of your soul for some information that you could have really already had, because a lot of this information that you already have access to, but based on sometimes wanting to get into group thing and wanting to get into the stronger at the time. But really, even the Bible tell you the man with patience is the one who will win, right? So a lot of these, depending on, look, there's some, not all Freemasons are even bad. Some Freemasons is actually good. Some Jews is actually good. Some Kabbalists is actually good, because all these guys understand the knowledge. But sometimes you might take the knowledge and go too far with it and really try to hold on to something that you can't even hold on to nothing to. Like, you can't even hold on to this body. You can't even hold on to this mind. You're going to create a new mind somewhere else. But if you stay stuck in this mind and these attributes and characteristics you created, you're gonna be stuck in density. So, but a lot of these Jews on the top of the game, they got these rituals on sale. So, because again, they control what? The education, the entertainment, the politics, the structure, all these different pillars that we pay attention to for us to have our daily lives. So they're able to change the rules of the game on the fly and things like that, right? So we got to put ourselves in such a space where, we are so godly, we're not even worried about these physical things, to the point that we don't let these external things that they created affect us, to the point that you might be growing up young and someone might tell you like, nah, if you don't pray, you're gonna go to fucking hell. And they put that fear energy on you. They put that spirit of fear on you, and you better believe they're invoking an energy on your ass. And if you let them invoke that energy on you, you're gonna absorb that influence, and then you're gonna start acting in accordance to that influence. So what you want to do is really never act in accordance to the influence that someone else is fucking throwing at you, the wave of energy they're throwing at you. But you gotta understand your capabilities and incapabilities and move accordingly, because sometimes your tough skin might not be built there yet, but yet in an instant you can also evolve, right? So it's like God is all that's possible all around us, and through us we make all possibilities God possible, and we're supposed to play out as the vessel to make God possible, but they make you basically sit back in these religions and not do that. They make you sit back in these systems that they created for you and not do that. Like, not pay attention to this. You charge this. They replace God with they fake God, which is just their own mind, and they make you pay attention to their variables, and they don't tell you, you're supposed to create your variables. So you go into their world every time as a spirit, and you keep creating bodies and souls inside of the same matrix that, they've been ruling over for years, because it's just like one retarded ass, bald, saggy titty, cracked like dry bread, dehydrated, real shit, saggy titty, teacup, milk tea, chin face, all that good shit, real shit. But yeah, man, that's really all there is to it. There's more to it, of course, because, you gotta remember, you got your own objective and speculative energy, right? Some person might come here and be like, I didn't like the way he broke it down. Yeah, because you got your own subjectivity, bitch. So you gotta understand, at the end of the day, you gotta understand that the truest statement is this. Every person's objectivity has its own subjectivity. So how one person comes to the conclusion is not how one other person comes to the conclusion. Meaning, what's common sense is not necessarily common. So we're each going to reach a conclusion, which is God, just from our own relative position. And so long as we respect that, humanity can just relate to each other. But we can't do that right now because we're stuck in their fucking Tower of Babel spell. We're stuck inside of their Tower of Babel spell. And what does that mean? We babble. We babble on. Babylon. We just babble on about shit that doesn't even fucking matter. That's what the Bible tells you. They tell you about the rituals and spells. Inside of the Bible that you read every day. Inside of that Quran you read every day. Inside of the Bhagavad Gita you read every day. They tell you about the rituals they do on your monkey ass. But you keep thinking that this shit is esoteric. You keep thinking this shit is outside of you. No, this shit is some shit that they externalize. They create the form outside of you, but they talking about the occult energies behind the scenes that are going on inside of you. So if you just get lost, like how they want you to in the left brain, in the exoteric, and you don't know the esoteric, you're gonna get lost in this fucking world. You're gonna get lost in the symbols of this world. They show you this shit every single day. They show you this shit in movies. They show you this shit in religion. It's everywhere. But sometimes it's just really the attacks is coming from so many different angles. It's hard for a person to begin to create their own awareness and start to observe these things from their own position, start to actually really get into their own godly energies rather than reacting and responding and acting how the world around them is programmed to do. So we condition ourselves, we make excuses about that, how that's fucking okay. Like, if one person run away in a conflict, right, all those other motherfuckers that's in the conflict are most likely to run because we just follow instincts and we just follow. That's why we have the terminology sheep, and that's probably some shadow garment shit that they put the name on based on observing attributes and characteristics going on in nature and things like that, and they gave that animal that scapegoat shit. But yeah, man, real fucking shit. We gotta get in those energies ourselves. Start practicing those rituals yourselves. But but it's I'm telling you, you gotta be able to that's why Jesus tells you in the Bible. Jesus tells you in the Bible, you gotta be in the world but not of it. So you don't get lost in these external energies. You gotta separate from these external, like, you know what I'm saying? Separate from the perspective of what? Separate from the perspective of, even if a big booty girl comes shake her ass in front of you, you as a real man is supposed to be, you're supposed to have such an ability to focus your focus. You're such an ability to engineer your focus that doesn't even affect you. So now you're in the world, but you're not even of it. Down to even if an angry situation approaches you, you are thinking logically. You understand that, okay, I'm not supposed to let my right brain, Eve, get my left brain, Adam, my logic out of control. So you don't start invoking some next demonic emotion and get out of whack and create a circumstance outside you that outweighs you based on you not being calculated with your left brain, Adam, your logic, your structure. You're getting lost in your feminine attributes, but you're a whole fucking man. And they inverting fucking reality when it comes to what? Men being females, feminized males, and what? Females being masculinized phallic females and shit like that. So they already practice all this shit themselves on the highest level, and then they practice that shit externally on you. It's like they give you their after baby thought and feeling. So this religion that we in is probably like one of their mental retardedness, their first earlier mental retardedness that they started practicing. They got out of it, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we're not really supposed to do this. But yeah, it get fucking deep. Yeah, but they know the deal. The question is, do you know the deal? And can we get the whole planet to know the deal? And when we do know that, then ain't no military weapon, ain't no nothing. They can't do nothing to stop us, because it's not even about no physical weapons. That's just the act. They're not even really about that. That's the last result that they really want to do. What they really about is they're trying to do some cold witchcraft, and that doesn't work. Then they get in the force and shit like that. But they got to do their best to scare you. So real fucking shit. But a lot of people is waking up. Real fucking shit.